Hi, I'm here. In the heart of Al-Busra, where the ancient houses seem to stoop under the weight of centuries, lived a girl named Layla beautiful and soft-spoken. She was also profoundly cursed, though no one knew the extent of that curse until it was too late. This isn't a ghost story, but a retelling of events that unfolded in the summer of 1983. And to this day, no one dares speak her name in those parts, not even in whispers. Layla's troubles began before she could understand why. Born with strange eyes, they were neither green nor brown, but something that shifted and changed like oil on troubled water. Her parents called it a gift, but when Layla turned 8, inexplicable things started happening. Animals around them began to drop dead. The neighborhood butcher swore his goats stopped eating the moment Layla gazed at them for too long. A newborn baby went blind after Layla leaned over its crib to stare. Fear gnawed at her mother, but she was in denial. She forced Layla to wear dark sunglasses, even at night, claiming it was a doctor's orders. By the time Layla reached 17, 3 young men had fallen victim to her mesmerizing eyes. Each of them developed horrifying hallucinations. They saw themselves locked in a mirrored room, screaming and clawing at the glass from the inside, while another set of hands scratched back at them from the other side. One of them, unable to bear the torment, jumped from a rooftop, muttering, "She's inside me." Then came the rumors. People whispered that Layla's eyes were portals to something older and darker than time itself, and whatever resided on the other side watched hungrily. Act 2. The man who refused to believe Yusuf al-Hadid was a 32-year-old schoolteacher new to the neighborhood. He scoffed at the tales meant to keep children indoors at night. Educated and rational, he couldn't fathom a curse and refused to let superstition dictate his life. He met Layla only briefly when a power outage led him to her doorstep one evening. She answered his knock wearing dark glasses, her voice a mere whisper behind them. "You shouldn't be here. Please leave." Her fear intrigued him rather than scaring him off. The next day Yusuf inquired about her at the local cafe, where the old men shook their heads solemnly. Her father lost his mind, her mother hasn't spoken a word since, and her reflection doesn't follow her in mirrors. It's best you steer clear. But instead of heeding their warning, Yusuf became consumed with Layla. He was convinced that she was just a scared girl trapped in a web of unfounded myths. He wanted to save her from her supposed curse. He wanted to look into her eyes and see for himself. Act 3. The night of the gaze one evening, armed with flowers, Yusuf stood before Layla's house. He knocked again. No answer. The door creaked open. Stepping inside, Yusuf found the air heavy, not with heat, but with an oppressive pressure as if an invisible force were pressing down. The sight that greeted him sent chills down his spine. Every wall was lined with mirrors, each one covered in a thick layer of dust, except for the one in the center of the room, which was bare and uncovered. Sitting in front of it was Layla, her glasses resting on the table beside her. She looked up at Yusuf, her eyes shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Yusuf felt drawn to her, compelled to look deeper into those mesmerizing orbs. For the first time, someone willingly gazed into Layla's eyes and saw what lay beneath. There wasn't a soul to be found, only a boundless desert that shifted like sand dunes in a relentless wind. In the distance, he saw a tall, dark figure with limbs too long and a face smeared like ink on a page. The figure turned slowly and began walking towards him inside the girl's eyes. Terror gripped Yusuf. He screamed, fell to the ground and tried to crawl away, but his body wouldn't move. As he writhed in paralysis, Layla wept, her voice echoing in his mind. "I told you not to look." Then everything went black. Act 4. The thing that watches through her. When the townspeople found Yusuf the next morning, he was still kneeling on the floor, his eyes wide open and unblinking, his mouth frozen in a silent scream. Doctors confirmed that his brain was working, but his mind was gone. The news sparked panic. The townspeople demanded Layla be handed over so they could punish her, but when they stormed her house, it was empty. The furniture was gone, the walls bare, as if no one had ever lived there. The only thing remaining was the central mirror, now covered in condensation as if by an unseen hand. Etched onto its surface were the words, "She sees for him now." Epilogue: she's still out there. To this day, Layla's legend persists. Every few years, someone claims to have seen a girl with unsettling eyes, always alone, always shrouded in an eerie silence. Some say she appears on train platforms, gazing vacantly into the distance. Others claim to have seen her in cafes, sitting at a table with an empty cup in front of her. Once, a patient in a hospital ward swore she saw Layla at the foot of her bed, watching intently. They say that if you meet her, you should never look into her eyes, not even for a second, lest you hear footsteps inside your head and feel the chilling realization that your reflection is mimicking you a split second too late, as if some otherworldly presence is trying to possess your own form. Layla is no longer cursed, they say. She has become the curse, and whatever lurks behind those shifting eyes remembers every face it has ever seen. So if you hear the locals whispering tales of a girl with haunting eyes and a sad, enigmatic smile, remember this: stay far away. For the gaze of Layla, the girl who shouldn't be looked at, can drive a man mad. The question is, would you risk it? Would you dare to look into her eyes and uncover the secrets they hold? Or will you heed the warnings and avoid the curse that lies dormant within her gaze? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this tale, please don't forget to like and share. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey into the realm of the supernatural. Stay safe and keep an eye out for the girl with shifting eyes. Until next time.